The mother took her 9-year-old daughter to the gynecology department because she suspected her daughter might be pregnant. At first, Anna's stomach was only slightly swollen, but soon it grew so large that even the biggest children's clothes wouldn't fit. Her mother comforted her, saying it was probably just indigestion from overeating. Some medicine would make it go away. But that night, Anna suddenly ran to the bathroom and vomited violently. All the signs looked exactly like those of a pregnant woman. Her mother was terrified. She frantically patted her daughter's back, and her father quickly handed over a towel. They discussed taking her to the hospital at first light. But in just one night, Anna's condition had worsened. Her stomach grew even larger, and she lay in the back seat of the car in agony. At the hospital, the doctor's examination results came back completely normal. He told the couple that their daughter only had a mild lactose intolerance. The pregnancy-like symptoms were just an allergic reaction. Her mother let out a sigh of relief. But Anna's illness was far more complicated than they thought. In the middle of the night, the mother was suddenly awakened by her daughter's cries. She rushed upstairs and into the room, only to find Anna drenched in sweat from the pain, thrashing about on the bed. The couple's faces turned white with fear. They didn't dare waste a single moment. They drove their daughter to the largest hospital in the area that very night. After emergency treatment, Anna's condition quickly stabilized. Then a young doctor walked in and told them they could take their daughter home. It was just ordinary gastroesophageal reflux. She should take a walk after meals. But her mother clearly didn't believe that diagnosis. In her eyes, her daughter was definitely sick. She begged the doctor to take another look. When the doctor saw his diagnosis being questioned, he coldly told them to try another hospital. That remark made the mother furious. She grabbed the doctor back by his arm, tears in her eyes, and poured out all her anger.
You find me another doctor, you run some more tests. I'm not leaving this hospital until I know what's wrong with my daughter.
Seeing how insistent she was, the doctor reluctantly called in the hospital's chief of medicine. After a series of more thorough tests, the chief told the couple that Anna had an abdominal obstruction. In other words, her intestines were twisted. If they didn't operate immediately to clear the blockage, Anna's life would soon be in danger. The mother hadn't expected such terrible news. Before they could even process it, 2 nurses came in to prepare for the procedure. One of them brought out a 2-meter-long tube and said it would be inserted through Anna's nose into her stomach. To keep her from thrashing around in pain, the couple would need to hold their daughter down. Though they had tried to prepare themselves mentally, watching their daughter cry out in agony was like a knife through their heart. The mother covered her face in despair and wept. Little did she know that even greater despair lay ahead. After a surgery that lasted an entire day, the doctors removed the twisted section of Anna's intestine, but they also discovered another serious problem. Anna's intestines had become blocked because she suffered from a severe intestinal motility disorder. Her body simply couldn't digest food, and over time, it would accumulate in her intestines. There was currently no cure for this condition. It meant that Anna would have to rely on a feeding tube for the rest of her life. Hearing this, the mother closed her eyes in pain, unable to imagine how her daughter would live from now on. Before the doctor could finish, she stood up like a ghost, dazed, and walked out alone. Reality was cruel, but whether they accepted it or not, life had to go on. From then on, Anna could only get nutrition through a nasogastric tube. She couldn't eat anything except for colorful pills. Her mother put on a brave face, but every time she saw Anna's pained expression, it felt like needles piercing her heart. Though the doctor had said there was no cure, what parent could bear to watch their child suffer? Her mother began calling major children's hospitals everywhere, while her father mortgaged the family farm and sold off most of their belongings just to buy a glimmer of hope for their daughter. But after nearly half a year, all those phone calls had gone unanswered, like stones dropped into the ocean. Her mother was a devout Christian, and she couldn't understand why God would do this to her daughter. She could only pray to God, over and over. Meanwhile, her father was doing his own part to ease Anna's pain. He brought home a puppy especially for her, hoping it would lift her spirits. But that alone was far from enough. Her mother didn't want to waste time on futile waiting. So early the next morning, they boarded a flight to Boston, where a nationally renowned pediatric specialist practiced. They had never been able to get an appointment before, so this time she decided to go in person. After learning about Anna's condition, the hospital expressed great sympathy, but they still had to follow procedures. It would be at least a 6-month wait. Her mother had expected this. She could only take a deep breath, hold back her tears, and leave with her daughter. That evening, they had dinner at a restaurant. Her mother had no appetite at all. Anna tried to pour her a glass of water, but accidentally knocked over the cup. When the server came to clean up, Anna apologized softly. The server told her not to worry. However, when she noticed Anna's stomach, she suddenly realized the girl might be sick. Upon learning that they had traveled all the way from Texas for treatment, the server enthusiastically offered to be their tour guide and show them around for a day. Her mother instinctively wanted to refuse, but seeing the pleading look in her daughter's eyes, she agreed. The next day, the woman showed up as promised, driving a car that looked like it was about to fall apart. But that didn't dampen her enthusiasm in the slightest. Laughter filled the air throughout the drive. They went to the aquarium, where Anna seemed truly healed. A happy smile spread across her face. Then they visited an art museum, where the beautiful paintings seemed to have a power that cleanse the soul. Just then, her mother suddenly received a call from the hospital. They could come in for an appointment at 7 the next morning. Her mother cried tears of joy. She didn't know why the hospital had changed their minds, but at last, there was good news. Early the next day, Anna underwent a thorough examination at the hospital. The doctor admitted that there was no cure for this condition, but he could prescribe a special medication to help Anna digest food, allowing her to live a normal life without the feeding tube. Hearing this, her mother finally breathed a sigh of relief. The confidence in the doctor's eyes gave her hope, but unexpectedly, the doctor's tone shifted. The medication also came with side effects, such as nausea and headaches. In severe cases, it could even cause arrhythmia. Therefore, Anna would have to come to the hospital for weekly checkups. Her mother fell into despair once again. Setting aside the exorbitant treatment costs, just the weekly round-trip flights to Boston were a staggering expense, far more than this family could afford. But her mother couldn't bear to give up the last hope of curing her daughter, and so they decided to travel to Boston every week for treatment. Her father sold his beloved motorcycle to help cover the costs. Soon, Anna began her first phase of treatment, though her belly was still swollen. Once she was free of the nasogastric tube, she finally showed a smile she hadn't worn in a long time. But as treatment progressed, the side effects hit harder than the doctor had anticipated. Every night, Anna's stomach would ache unbearably, with no relief in sight. Day after day, the pain not only tortured her body, but also slowly gnawed away at her fragile spirit. Anna was in utter despair. She sobbed to her mother.
I want to go to heaven where there's no pain. Baby, if you went to heaven, you wouldn't be with me and Daddy anymore, and you'd leave a hole in my heart. I'm sorry, Mommy. I don't want to make you sad. I just want it to be over.
Her mother's words brought Anna no comfort at all. Gradually, she lost all will to fight. She stopped eating, stopped drinking, and refused to bathe, needing treatment with total apathy. Her mother was anxious and angry, but at this point, she truly had no idea what to do. The long treatment and crushing expenses had already drained all hope from this once strong mother. She leaned helplessly against the window, picked up the phone, and called her husband at home. Almost in despair, she said, "We're stopping treatment." On the day of discharge, the doctor personally walked the girl to the door. He felt deeply saddened that he hadn't been able to save this poor child, so he tried his best to hide his sorrow behind a smile. Watching Anna's figure slowly walk away, the doctor let out a soft sigh. Sometimes, human power really has its limits. In the face of fate, perhaps acceptance is the best choice. But heartbreakingly, fate didn't seem ready to let this girl go just yet. After returning home, Anna developed severe depression. She would sit by the door every day in a daze, as if waiting for death to come. To cheer Anna up, her sister took her to the yard and asked if she wanted to climb the tree again, like when they were little. Anna was about to shake her head, but with her sister's constant encouragement, she bravely reached out and began to climb, little by little. Before long, they were sitting in the tree together, gazing at the distant scenery, and chatting happily about their childhood. Anna finally showed a long-lost smile, but just then, the thick branch suddenly gave way beneath them, and a large crack split open. The sisters were terrified. Her sister quickly told Anna to move toward the middle of the tree, but the next second, disaster struck. Anna lost her footing and fell into a tree hollow. It was a 100-year-old tree, and its center had long since rotted away. Firefighters and medical teams arrived quickly. Fearing further injury, they couldn't simply cut down the tree. They had to use a ladder to carefully bring her out from above. Though the firefighters were highly skilled, the reporters who had rushed to the scene were not optimistic about Anna's chances. The tree was more than 3 meters tall. She had fallen headfirst into the hollow. Her chances of survival were incredibly slim. When she realized her daughter was likely dead, the mother clutched her chest tightly, looking around in a daze. She opened her mouth but couldn't make a sound. The grief of losing a child made her wail as she walked to the tree, dropping to her knees and pressing her forehead against the trunk, begging God again and again to save her poor daughter. This scene moved everyone present. They spontaneously gathered around, kneeling behind her, placing their hands on each other's shoulders, and prayed sincerely to God, hoping for a miracle. After 3 long hours of waiting, Anna was finally lifted out of the tree hollow. Watching her daughter descend like a rag doll, the couple's hearts were in their throats, terrified that all they would get was a lifeless body. Miraculously, Anna was still breathing. After a full checkup, the doctor said Anna was completely fine, only a few minor scrapes and bruises.
Quite frankly, I've been a doctor for 25 years. Never seen anything like it.
It was a miracle, but even more miraculous things were yet to come. After being discharged, Anna became lively and cheerful again, as if all her pain had vanished. Even her stomach had returned to normal. Her mother, too overjoyed to pause, immediately took her to Boston for a thorough examination with the doctor. When the results came in, even the doctor was stunned. Overnight, Anna's body had fully recovered. There was no medical explanation for it. Her mother could hardly believe it, but her daughter was truly healed. She hugged everyone in the hospital with overwhelming emotion. Before they left, the server they had met in Boston came to see them off. Anna gave her favorite doll all to the woman. As thanks for her companionship and care, Anna's story was widely reported. The family was brought to a church for an interview, but faced with everyone's expectant looks, her mother didn't know what to say, because deep down, she knew this miracle wasn't just from God. It also came from every kindness and warmth they had encountered along the way. It was the nurse who would rather lose her job than not find a way to explain their situation to the doctor and help them skip the line. It was the server who quietly gave them a discount when they had no money for food, and even turned down work the next day just to spend time with them. Those who had supported them through the pain and helped them reach this miracle were the very people whose love surrounded them, and the power of that love is enough to overcome any hardship in this world. This is a true story. Heaven created a miracle through love in her life. Believe in this miracle. It will also continue to be passed on because of love.